Hey, morning again, everybody. I hope you all are good. You're here today, you're alive, you're well. So I know you're well. Um, I don't know if many persons have been really taking note, really doing a lot of observations. I have. A lot of persons are dying because they're ill. Unfortunately, through the chronic illnesses that you know of cancer, heart attack, stroke, and one of maybe Jamaica's biggest killers or the world, I'm not sure, diabetes and hypertension. And we know one of the primary causes of that is the kind of starch intake and your body not being able to produce enough insulin to basically moderate your blood sugar level. And unfortunately, sometimes with persons, they don't even know that they have the illnesses, especially like hypertension and diabetes, until a late stage in life, or until it is almost, for lack of a better term, too late. People, sorry, I'm imploring you, you have to take control of your health. It is important. I remember when I was working somewhere for it was 8 years ago. I started working, and I don't know if a lot of you have found this, but especially in offices where you're mostly seated, you're just sitting down. What tends to happen is that, and I can understand, because sometimes you'll have those internal fundraising things where people will, raise funds for this or for that. And what happens is that they tend to get things that are sweet and that will cause you to put on weight. So they will have a cake sale, ice cream sale, banana chips, biscuits, all of these things that are high sugar, that has a high sugar level. And sugars that are not good is not natural sugars, saturated fat, the starch that's not good for you, and all of that. And what happens is that you just watching yourself slowly put on weight, and by the time you look, you're overweight or obese, unfortunately. And comes with being overweight and obese are these different illnesses, these chronic illnesses. You know what I'm saying? And the lifespan is just shortened. Yes, I understand that, we're here for a time. The Bible says 70 and 10, and by reason of strength you go on. For these things, it says, that's what it says, by reason of strength you go on. And sometimes people don't even make it to the 70 and 10, not even 70. And they die at an early age because our health, we have not been maintaining our health. We just eat frivolously as though we're children. Because when you're a child, you can eat the whole heap of ice cream and the this and the that and the other. You probably somewhat so-called get away with it a little bit, but as you get older, your metabolism reduces. So you have to work a little bit harder and harder as you get older and older to produce, to get your adrenaline rush going good, and to produce that metabolism where it breaks down all of the things needed to be broken down. So you can't depend on a chronic situation or a crisis to happen for you to say, okay, let me take my health in check. You have to start from now. If you wanted to make it to that 70 and 10, or by reason of strength, you have to take your health into control, people. You can't just eat frivolously and just feel like all is well. I'm saying this as I'm saying to myself, because I've gained so much weight that it isn't funny, and I realized that it came about just slowly eating at at your desk, and you get a little peckish, and it tastes sweet and it tastes nice. Those tempting foods, the cake, the ice cream, you're not realizing. I often tell people, if I came from a fat prone family, I mean, I couldn't hold in the house. I'd have to take a crane to take me out. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get your health in check and in stock. You have to monitor yourself. Don't bother say you're waiting until your head start hurt you, your belly start hurt, your hand start this and that and the other, before you start to say, you know what, let me get my health in check. And one of the biggest problems, I understand people that things are difficult for the majority financially, and simply because we don't tap into the resources that God has given us. The earth is wealthy, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. You may think that the entire earth is wealthy, but what happens is that maybe about 1% or thereabout of persons tap into that wealth because they allow their minds to be creative and to know how to use that wealth to their advantage. So you have to do the same. So sometimes somebody will come and present something that will help you. Just as how if you're going out, for example, you're going to a party, you're not going to want to wear nothing cheap. Or, you're not going to want to wear something that by the time you put it on, it tear. The shoes you're walking, the bottom of the shoes leave you. This bursts off of your hand in terms of the jewelry or whatever it is. You're going to find something, especially depending on the kind of occasion. Think about it, people. You're going to spend the money to go there. You have to treat your health even more important than that. Because if you want to be able to acquire those things, your health is your biggest wealth. How it is that you're going to want to acquire all of those things without having a good health? It makes no sense. Somebody told me of a lady who had 4 million Canadian dollars and her health basically ate away at every red cent of that money. You should. I'm encouraging you have to invest in your health for you to achieve the wealth that you want. So sometimes somebody will come to you, and again, as I said, I understand that things are difficult financially, but you have to try and put yourself in the position for better to come. You know what I mean? So somebody will come to you and say, okay, buy this bottle of omega-3 XL or, Herbalife omega-3. They call it the Lifeline. Lord, it's too expensive. Lord, it's too this and that. But by the time you go down the road, you buy a bun and cheese, some form of sweet biscuit, a box food, soda, this, that, and the other that amount to all of that. And I'm not saying that you can substitute food for tablets. Don't miss what I'm saying. I'm just making mention of something that can help you to build on your health. You follow what I'm saying? Because naturally you'll be eating foods. But I'm saying to you that we have a tendency, and because of that, there is life and death in the power of the tongue. Whatever you say, the atmosphere hears it, and that's what will always happen. Do you ever notice? Just think on your life. Just sit down and think to yourself. Just do a little reminiscing. Think back. Do some introspection and say to yourself, from I know myself, I say, me broke, me nah no money, me poor, me this, me that, and the other. That's why I tell you, cut out the negative talk. And you find 10 years later, you're saying the same thing. Isn't something wrong with that picture? Try and change it around and say, how can I afford that thing? That is why you see the reason why we don't need to be envious of anyone, because their resources are wide. You think God will exalt, or how should I say it, make me better than you? God is no respecter of persons. That's why it says, don't boast in your works. Your works will not allow God to, lift you up above somebody else, so that no one will boast. To say he or she is better than the next person, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter that they have allowed their mind, they have allowed wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to teach them how to tap into the wealth resources of this world in order to make their lives better financially and to find financial freedom. I couldn't understand that. That's why it's really important to read. Since I've been reading, is that my eyes, the scales have been falling off. And don't bother, I'm at a baby stage. I'm at the milk stage drinking now. Trust me on that. So, I'm just passing on what I've read thus far. So I'm saying to you that what you can do is, if at the present moment you may not have the physical cash to buy, for example, Herbalife they have somewhat like cell activator, the Herbal Lifeline, what you call omega-3. They have the multivitamin, which is good, because my mom had some issue with her eye. There was some twitching thing, and she said, I call it Toni-Ann, that particular thing helped her. So I am simply saying to you that your greatest asset is your health. If you don't have health, it makes no sense, because every money that you get, you have to go throw that back into your health. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's through medication and all of this. So instead of saying, Lord, me not have the money, Lord, this, say, all right, Lord, my health needs to be in check. And as I said, you don't have to wait until you get sick. You maintain your health. Just as how when you get up every day, you don't go on the road not brushing your teeth, not bathing, not washing your face, and say, Lord, next year I'm going to do it, or next week I'm going to brush my teeth and wash my face. You maintain good oral hygiene, you maintain good physical hygiene. You don't wear shirts going to work where have gunshot holes in it or ants holes. You don't do that. Clearly you maintain the physical aspect of yourself, the outward physical aspect. So I'm encouraging to maintain the internal so it shows on the outside, because naturally if you're inside as well, it's going to show on the outside. So you have to take your health into check. You have to maintain it. And don't speak any, Lord, don't speak any broke, poor, not having the money over your life. Because 10 years on the road, they're going to talk like that again. I've seen it. It's when I'm in retrospect, when I'm thinking on it, I realize it. That person's tend to, Lord, me not have money. Lord, me broke. Lord, me this. And when you look 10 years, I'm taught that I've seen it. And I use 10 years as the base, the benchmark, as in terms of the lowest. You know, I know somebody for many years, you know, I've heard them saying, Lord, I've been on a money, and to this day, their situation is still the same. Because as I said, the Bible says there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So a man thinketh, so is he. So a woman thinketh, so is, that's what she is. All right, so you have to put your health in check. No, when somebody comes and they present, maybe I just using the vitamins, people, right? Because you know the different foods, the fruits, the vegetables, the fish, you know, chicken, you know the different food types that you should be eating, you know, generally speaking. But when they come and they present something to help you, say, Lord, and how can I be able to afford this? And then you just use your brain to tap into resources so that you're able to maintain your health. God, now sit down and watch you suffer like that. That's not the God we serve. We serve a big and mighty God. Why would he want you to not live a blessed life? That makes sense to you? Why would he just want Tom Jones over there, Jane and Jill over there to live a blessed life financially, all right, and health-wise, and not allow you to live that? That makes sense to you? That make no sense to you? Do you understand the vastness of God's love for you and for your life? Do you? I don't know if you really understand. Think on it. So it is how, so if that is why it's important in terms of the kinds of persons that you surround yourself with. Tom Jones over there, or let's say, let us use the people that we know of, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, you know, in some of them right now, you know, you think that God, when if you cut them, you're going to see a different, yeah, their blood type is different, but I mean, you're going to see green blood coming out of them, for example, or you're going to see iron in them, are the same human beings, you know. I remember listening to a thing from Oprah years ago when she said, remember when she couldn't afford crayons. And when you think, and many of you, when you think about it, you say, crayons? Crayons. You know what I mean? She said, remember the times. But what she did, she kept a positive outlook on life. Clearly, there are other things. I'm not going to delve into those other things that she would have done. She allowed God to use her talents to make her the billionaire she is today. And no better, she better than you. She just use up here, so she just use your brains. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to people, you have to take your health in check. Alright? Don't want to talk about, Lord, it's too expensive. You're going to say that and take something that is lesser than, and then when your health come, you're going to start scrape your brain now to find the money for go to the doctor and maintain your health because you're not wanted. Think about it. You're going to do that. We tend to, as a people, wait until a crisis arises or the situation gets chronic. We can't afford to do that. I'm encouraging you not to do that. All right, people. So I'm encouraging you, take us. I'm doing that now. I mean, you know, I've never really been one to just, you know, times when we kind of eat a little while, I eat kind of frivolous, and when we start see people, 20 I put on weight, and you know, sometimes you put on weight, you know, and your belly I get big, and you know, if you start look fat up like, you know, bullfrog, and you start, yes, no sir, and you feel it within, you know, you start to feel lackluster because the fat, you know, don't produce that energy. The more fat you have on the body, the less you become, the energetic you become. So sometimes you find yourself becoming this and that, you know. Your health lifestyle has to change. So if you want the 3 scores and 10 plus reason of strength, you have to do it with God's help naturally. You know what I mean? And I know some of you might say, some people might eat healthily. That's part of life. Nothing is except salvation, except God is in its 100% absolute. You will always have exceptions to the rule. But don't think on that. You have to do your part. All right? In terms of maintaining health. So you have to eat. So the things that just as how when you're going out, and you know says the truth, when you're going out, you find the money for buy the outfit, for do your hair, for this and that, and you talk about, come on, people. We know, especially as Jamaican people, when we want to find the money for something, we find it for something. You have to take your health in check. You have to monitor it. Don't bother wait till you reach 40, you reach 50, you reach 60, and then you start to see this and that deteriorating, and when you think back, you say, my God. You know, me hear this, I mean, just never become, I never think it was important. Them, yes, Lord, me have time, no time, darling. I was shocked when I was watching a little thing on, I don't know if it's Facebook or where I saw it. The 11-year-old on the, him have the drip over his nose, and I don't know if an injection him was with, because he had hypertension at age 11. And there are many, many children out there with a whole heap of different chronic diseases and illnesses because they chose not to take their health in check, and they pass it on to their children, you know. So all of the people who smoke and drink, and the ladies who are pregnant, I'm imploring you, please consider even the life of that child. Consider the product that you're going to present in the next 9 months or 8.5 months or whenever. Consider that product, consider that child, because these things are hereditary. I was speaking to some persons today at the Herbalife place I went to, and what they were saying is that, especially for the persons who are diabetic, is that some cases it's hereditary, because what has happened is that maybe based on the eating habits or the environment or the things that the parents may have intaken, like the smoking and the drinking and taking drugs, they ended up passing on to the child, and the cycle continues. You know what I'm saying? You have to take your health into serious consideration. Let me say it this way, and this is me. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about God. I mean, I'm talking about in terms of this physical life that we're living. Your health, you have to take your health into check. You follow what I'm saying? And you don't have to wait until you're ill. Just as how you maintain yourself, you wash your hair, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you moisturize your face, you know, you use your deodorant, to use your perfume, you spend on these things. You have to spend on your health. Stop talking about I'm broke and I'm this and I'm that. You know, you're just, all you're doing is just making the seed become a big tree, a flourishing tree, but flourishing in the wrong sense. You know what I'm saying? So just say, Lord, how can I afford this? Show me how to invest in this. You know what? Or say, you know, instead of me buying that extra shoes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy this Herbalife line. I'm going to buy this multivitamin. I'm just giving these things. I'm going to start to eat, cut out the fried foods, because trust me, the fried food them is a killer. The fried food we have to really try, because me guilty I too, because I love the fried chicken, especially when somebody do a really good fried chicken. But we have to be careful, because it's all of them saturated fat and all those things that we have to be careful. We have to monitor these things. And I'm not saying that we go to the extreme and never ever eat this or never. Yeah, persons who are vegans, fine, that's them, leave them alone, that's okay. I'm talking about living that balanced lifestyle, but making sure, you know, for the most part, you're eating healthily and taking the supplements. Because, as I said, for example, your body may need a certain amount of mineral. Your body needs a certain amount of minerals and vitamins. The foods that you eat, unless you're going to eat it, you know, just eat like that. And like, for example, you may have to eat 6 oranges to get that 1,000 milligram that your body needs, or 500 milligrams that your body. Nobody, you know, you generally find somebody eating 6 oranges per day. So you can take the natural supplements, and you can go to one of those health stores like Proactive Lifestyle. Herbalife has very good products. You can read up on them. You know, just go on the Herbalife site, or you can send me a PM on it, and you know, and inbox me for information, and I can send it to you and can assist you in getting these products. But I'm saying you have to watch your health. When I look at my grandmother, who is 97 years of age, in good health, with her sound mind, yes, it is because of Jesus. Yes, it is because of God. Because also what a lot of persons don't understand is your health also comes from how you treat others, you know, and how you value God. Yeah, you can eat as healthy as ever. If that part they get licked, trust me, health will get licked too. Yes, your health is going to get hit as well. You know? And there were scriptures that I was reading. I don't remember some of them right now that speak about that. How you treat others. Believe you me, that also affects your health. So you have to be very cognizant of things like these. I'm encouraging you. We hear this. It's like a cliche. Do unto others as they would have them do unto you. You have to really internalize that. You have to ask God, what do you really mean by that? Or is this just a cliche? It's a serious thing. The things that you do not like for yourself. Think on things that you don't like. Just sit down and write down things that you don't like. If you want, maybe you have to visualize it and see it, and think on things that you don't like. And when you think on it, say, I don't like this. I don't like when anyone disrespects me. I don't like when anyone says anything negative to me. I don't like when anyone robs me, cheats me, treats me poorly, what have you. When you can find these things, say to yourself, no, should I really be doing these things or exemplifying these things to others? Because I myself don't like it. So you have to be like that. You have to treat others as how you want to be treated. When I think on my grandmother, how she raised her own children, her grandchildren, and even great-grand, you know what I mean? And God saw just blessed her. At 97, almost 90, she'll be 98 this coming May, with God's help. Reading the Bible without glasses. Some people I didn't touch as them born almost, them start to read with glasses. I'm just saying that to say, you want the blessings of God, you have to sow those seeds. You're not going to be perfect. We're all human beings will fail. You don't need to crucify yourself on that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about practicing it and being deliberate in doing good. You have to be deliberate. You will fail because we're humans, and sometimes our emotions, especially as women, will fly all over the place. But you have to have that holistic practice of doing good and taking care of your health, exercising. And some people said diet, but it's just having or living a nutritious lifestyle. However you want to term it, that's all up to you. But it's eating healthily, and you know the different foods that you should eat. A little fat is good, yes. Because, remember when you went to school and you did, I don't know what they call it in school now, food and nutrition or whatever it is. And they always talk about a balanced diet, But they mostly presented the healthier foods. And fat was included. Because a little starch is carbohydrates, they would call it. So your yam, your sweet potato, Irish potato, bananas. But you're not going to eat a whole heap of that. Because too much of one thing not good. I remember my mom was saying, because carrot is very high in antioxidant, fights off different diseases and sicknesses. And I don't know, it probably got to him. And he just ate carrot cake, carrot this, carrot that constantly. And he became the color of the carrot and died. Because his body probably couldn't break down too much of what the carrot had inside of it. So it is a balanced diet, but clearly the majority of your foods would be good food, but you have to supplement it with these things. So with the different natural minerals and vitamins. All right, people, take your health into consideration. Don't wait until it is too late. Don't be daunted by anything where people say, boy, it's hereditary, so it must pass on to me. No, I rebuke that. No. No. You can live a healthy lifestyle. It's all up to you. It depends on where your mind is and what you desire. All right? So as I said, if you need information about how to get these different products, and let me tell you, the Omega, which I see one on the television called the Omega XL. It's pretty expensive, but it's really good, especially for inflammation. Or Herbalife has a cheaper one, Herbalife line. And you have the cell activator, your cells, that's how you fight off disease. Once your cells, reproduce as how it's supposed to reproduce. And the multivitamins. And we have the, not Redoxon. Redoxon came to my mind a while ago. Rosax, which the equivalent to that is vitamin C. And this is Andra. Really good. If you have sinus issues, people, oh my God, it really helps. So, and you have other products that are out there. As I said, Proactive Lifestyle. They have their offices on Mall Plaza or Tropical Plaza. You can't miss it. It's where What's New is, where Digicel is. So whatever plaza that one is called, whether Mall or Tropical, you can check them out too. I remember a couple years ago, and the mind is a serious thing for real. I just said I never had acne issues, and then one day, right here, some bumps came out. For about 2 years or 2.5 years, I struggled with it, and it just felt like it was just going to be on me. And I was devastated. I just feel like I couldn't go out. The thing really affected your emotions. I was really depressed. And I care when I tried, it just wouldn't work. You know what I mean? And I just had to break up my fallow grounds and change my diet. And actually what helped me? Because even after going to, some dermatologist and all of that, there's a tablet I bought in a Proactive Lifestyle, the vitamin A. You have to be careful of the intake of vitamin A, but I don't know if this one is, balanced to what your body needs. And in 2 weeks, I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Literally in 2 weeks and so forth. And you see, water, people, I heard of this Chinese remedy. You can try it if you so desire. It's a Chinese remedy, I was told, for a way to cure hypertension and diabetes, which is the #1 problem that many Jamaicans especially face. 45 minutes in the morning before you're going to eat, you drink between 2 to 4 glasses of water, and for 30 or 31 days religiously. And when you're going to your bed, you drink it. And they say it's best to sit down and drink your water. Well, I heard a sit down one just recently. And you do this for 30 or 31 days, and then you probably can go back to the doctor and check. And it don't mean 45 minutes and then you go eat a banana chips and biscuit. No, it means some healthy food. You can try that and see if it works. Maybe you can tell your doctor if you have your family doctor that you go to. But people, take your health into consideration. All right. As I said, if you need some information of how to get these different natural supplements, let me know. Just send me a message and I can guide you. We have to take our health. Me want to see more than the 3 scores and 10. Me not telling a lie. Me want to go right up there. Because you know what? I want to be able to, the wisdom that God will impart upon me, I want to be able to part on the generations below me. You know what I mean? But we have to start from now. We have to plant the seed from now. It's just like a tree. It's impossible for you to get that big, luscious and beautiful and flourishing tree without planting the seed, watering it, taking care of it. So just as how you take care of the outward physical body, you have to take care of the inward, so that both the outward and otherwise will look really good. I'm imploring you, please look around and see all the things that have been happening to a number of persons dying at very young age. I'm not talking about car accidents or dying, being killed some other way. A lot of people have been hearing it, just dying of this disease, dying, and it was just too much. So sometimes when I heard it, I just turned, I couldn't take it anymore. But we have to take our health in check. We can't live frivolously like we're kids and life is just dandy like that. We have to take our lives into consideration. It is called self-control. You know what I'm saying? So people, my last words to you: love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, with all your strength. Obey him. Love your neighbor as yourself. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Allow God to allow your skills and abilities to be harnessed, hone it, and you spread it to the world so that they can see it in a healthy manner, as well as treating others well. Take your health into consideration. Eat right. Take your natural, I say, not the synthetic ones, natural supplements and minerals, so that you can live the healthy, wholesome life that you desire. You know what I say? Picnic them and grand, picnic and great grand and great great grand. Some people go up on great, well, triple great grand. Yeah, they took their health into consideration as well as other things. All right. Have a great day as per usual, people. You are blessed. You are highly favored by God. You are special. You are wonderful. You are marvelous. You are royalty. You are prince and princesses, kings and queens. Nothing but the best from the Most High God, Jesus Christ. He's Lord of Lords. He's the King of Kings. I wish you a wonderful day. All the best to you and your families. Bye.